I'm going to try to make this one as interesting as I can. No promises. We are in Chicago, O'Hare International, and we're going to be flying out of Chicago on a Zibo 737-800. We're flying for Delta Virtual Airlines, and we will be flying into Buffalo. So let's see how smooth this goes today. I thought I'm going to walk you through this tutorial is really kind of geared toward beginners and maybe a little bit intermediates. Um, and so I won't explain every little thing that I'm doing, but I just thought I'd give you a snapshot of what you do on a flight like this. So we'll be starting from the gate. We're starting cold and dark. Cold and dark. Okay. Let's get in our craft here. The first thing we always do on these flights is you go straight for the battery guard. So you look on the up top here, um, flip that battery guard down. IRS, get your navs going, so they will set, and then I go straight. Since we're not going to be staying here for an incredibly long time, I'm going straight for the APU. Let's go ahead and get it started. And with the APU running, we want our APU bleed to be on, and we want our anti-collision light on, and we want our strobe or our position light steady. Alright, from there we go to FMS. I'm going to turn off the yoke, hit Y to let the yoke go off because you just want to be able to see everything. We're going to go to initialize. Where you see here where we've got the IRS position, we're going to go ahead and click on the left IRS position, left or right, doesn't matter, and we're going to populate that and get some colors here. Bam! Hey, cool colors. After we do that, we're going to go for the route. Now we have loaded our route, and let me double check that, make sure I did that correctly. What I'm doing is we use Navigraph, and I want to make sure under SimBrief downloader that I exported the frames. Let me see here, or exported the flight. So it's local, and this is how it picks it up on Xplane on my system. So that is loaded. So we're going to hit flight plan request. And we're going to load that. And we're going to activate it. And we're going to go to legs. Once you've loaded a flight plan, go to legs because you want to double check for any discontinuities right off the bat. According to this, we are going to be going out on Duffy, and here we have a discontinuity. So we're simply going to click on Duffy and bring it up to the top. And then now I'm going to open this up because I just thought you might want to see it. See here, I'm going to bring up my Navigraph charts, and see View SimBrief here, View SimBrief. And the reason I'm doing this is because I want to see this information on my SimBrief. I went to the View SimBrief. Okay, and we're going to need that because when it comes time to put in our information, we're going with 114 passengers today. We're going to need that, so I'm going to go ahead and minimize that for now, but we have it. Then you're going to go to your weight, fuel balance, airside services, and we're going to click over here to load our flight plan. You see here, this says, by the way, we have 160 passengers. I thought we have let's go double check that flight plan. KRD, Buffalo. This is SkyWest 5708 Alpha. And but according to my flight plan, we have 114. So maybe there's something I don't know. But we'll go ahead and let them load. I really am not sure yet. We'll see where that discrepancy is. Let me see. According to the flight plan, I'm corrected. I stand corrected. I said 114. It's not. It's 177 passengers on this flight. So this is a fairly full flight. We don't have a whole lot of leeway with a reserve fuel of 7,000. So 7,000. That makes more sense. Love those views. That's cool. All right, so we're still good. We're fine. Also, what we're going to do now is we want to make sure that passengers load in a moment. So I'm going to put this on auto for seat belts, but for no smoking, we want to be sure that we've either got this on the on or auto position. And let's go ahead and get our buses going, our APU bus. Okay, APU bus is on. We're going to turn the fuel left and right fuel on. And we're going to bring up hydraulic pumps. But that's all we're doing right now. We can go ahead and hit yaw damper. Get some lights here. Now while we're waiting on passengers to load, which will be coming with fuel, let's go ahead. Part of our checklist process is to have the anti-skid set to RTO, which is reject takeoff, just in case. It's just a case. And we're going to go ahead and bring up our flight directors and our auto throttle. We know that on this flight, we have a cruise altitude. We can find it right here.
Deck fuel is all loaded up, and you are good to go.
Well, it's not showing here, but I'll get our cruise altitude. It should be 350, but I'm just double checking it on my flight plan.
Flight attendants, prepare your doors for departure, please. Cross-check and all calls.
Let me come back to that. We'll go ahead and get our information loaded. We know that our reserves are basically 7.0. And let's load. See, our ZFW is 132,000. Our gross weight is 148,000. Trip cruise altitude is has a flight level of 350. So trip 350. And I'm going to double check our cruise altitude on our flight plan. Let me pull it up here. Okay. Review flight plan. And it says that we're at 350. This is straight off of, if I go to the website for SimBrief, SkyWest 5708 flight, Chicago to Buffalo, 350. Cruise, our cost index is 5. For this flight at 465 nautical meters we'll be flying, and but the 350, we'll go ahead and get that loaded. Right here. We're going to be VNAV's going to control our ascent, while on the same token we could have to alter it if ATC is step climbing us up to our final altitude. Usually VNAV kind of works well. The pace works well, but I'm always like having to pay attention. It's my job to navigate and to watch that ascent. Let's go and get that. That's 350. We'll load that. And our N1 limit and takeoff flaps are 15 for this flight. And the flaps 15 gives us a V1 of 134, a V rotate of 135, and a V2 of 144. I'm going to enter 144 here in my MSD. And we're going to be going off of runway 22 left on takeoff. So, by the way, what I'm doing right now on the flight directors will not hurt or help or hurt in any way, shape, or form. But I do that as an awareness thing. Okay. Right here's where we're going to introduce you to Say Intentions. So let's bring up Say Intentions. There we go. So Say Intentions is up, and you'll see how I use this as I go. Our QNH for this flight, our altimeter, is 3000. 3000. I have it set to synchronize in Zibo because it synchronizes with my backup and with Flight Director 2, so I don't have to put it in 3 different times. You may call that lazy. I call it efficient. Okay. All right. Let's introduce you to Brian, our co-pilot. Good afternoon, Brian. It's going to be a great afternoon, a nice little evening flight. Which you're in charge of all comms.
Good afternoon, Steve. Just a quick reminder, I'm only handling the comms, not the flight controls. Let's have a smooth flight.
You got it. Smooth flight. Can you get our IFR clearance?
To request your IFR clearance, you can say Chicago clearance SkyWest 5708 Alpha at Chicago O'Hare. Request IFR clearance 2.
Millie, I'm
Make sure
sorry.
to include your
I
aircraft
didn't mean
type
to talk
and
to you
any
there.
other relevant info. You've got this.
Brian, would you get our IFR clearance?
No problem at all. Just remember to keep your communications clear and concise. If you have any questions about ATC or anything else, feel free to ask.
I messed up.
I'll get our IFR clearance from Chicago O'Hare.
I hit monitor 2, the intercom 2 instead of intercom 1. Millie, our mentor, is on intercom 2. She is here to answer any questions, even about the 737-800 or procedure.
SkyWest 5708. We'd like to receive our IFR clearance. We have uniform.
I am working on that clearance. Stand by. SkyWest 5708, Chicago clearance. Cleared to Buffalo, Niagara. Radar vectors Duffy. Then as filed. Climb and maintain 4000. Expect flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Departure on 133.625, squawk 4773. Expect runway 22 left.
I don't know what Brian is being so slow to respond to her. Almost makes me think, let's see, does he know he's supposed to? It still got me as pilot. I'll have to fix that. SkyWest 5708 Alpha. Thank you. We are cleared to Buffalo, Niagara. Radar vector is Duffy. Then as filed, climbing and maintaining 4,000, expecting flight level 35010 minutes after departure. Our departure is on 1336.62. We're squawking 4773, expecting runway 22 left.
SkyWest 5708, read back correct.
Brian, you're in charge of all comms.
Understood, Steve. I'll handle the comms.
Good morning, rig and clearance.
Brian, can you get us our pushback and start clearance?
I'll get our pushback clearance.
SkyWest 5708A requesting clearance for pushback and start. We have uniform.
Route a cockpit. Please show me where you want to go.
SkyWest 5708, pushback and start approved, tail northwest.
Copy ground, Southwest 691 ready for taxi to runway 22.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
All right, we're gonna our pushback and start clearance, and then from there I'll give you an idea what it looks like. Go back here. Oh gosh. So we're coming out of Chicago. This is our runway we're taking off on. This is us right now, so we are going to be having to make
Okay, all doors and
trip.
hatches are closed, ready to connect.
We're going to have to be taxiing to that. I'm going to put that over here so y'all can see where we are. It's just part of the fun. Okay.
November 18 Mike Lima, Dothan Regional Airport ground. Good afternoon, Harvey.
Piper 729, taxi to runway 36 at your discretion. Contact tower on 126.0 when ready for departure.
See if you can help me find the big buildings. Oh, there they are.
18 Mike
So
Lima,
connected and bypass pin
radar
inserted.
vectors
Release
retest.
parking brake.
And as filed, climb and maintain 4,000. Expect
Starting
5,010
pushback,
minutes
and
after
you may start
departure.
engines.
Departure on 125.4.
Can somebody tell me, is there a taller building in Chicago now? This is the Sears building right there.
1747 Norfolk ground, taxi to B25B via Bravo, Charlie. Have a good
Starting engine 1.
Clear Detroit, radar vectors E just finished file, climb, maintain 4,000. Expect 5,010 minutes after departure. Departure to 125.4. Squawk 3251 and expect runway 32 for 18 Mike Lima.
18 Mike Lima, read back correct. Chicago clearance, GoJet 4422, requesting IFR to Green Bay.
Clearance on request. Stand by. And Dothan ground, November 18 Mike Lima is ready to taxi runway 32.
And let's start engine 2. Go ahead and hit our taxi. There. What I'm looking for on here is 25. Or at 25 is when I bring in the fuel, pop that fuel up.
Ground, Cessna 5 Kilo Bravo, just vacated runway 29er.
All right.
Cessna 805 Kilo. Bravo. Newark Liberty International Airport ground. Taxi to parking via Sierra Zulu 6. Good day.
Operation complete. Set parking brake. Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Alright, let's get our switches up here. So let's go ahead and get window heat on. Probes on. We're going to packs to auto. Both engine buses are going to be brought online, and we'll turn off the engine bleed. 350, we're in good shape there. I'm going to go ahead and get our seat belts on, and we're going to go ahead and light up our aircraft.
November 1 at Mike Beamer, ready to taxi runway 3.
Okay, the cabin is...
Tow is disconnected and bypass 10 has been removed. Hand signal will be on the right. We'll see you next time and have a great flight.
3567, push and start approved, face west.
Okay, and I'm going to leave this up for you because I thought you might like a point of reference to see where we are. Brian, will you please get taxi clearance?
1106, we're at gate D3, and we're ready for pushback and engine start.
Getting taxi clearance now.
Southwest 1106, pushback and engine start approved, tail northwest. Chicago ground, SkyWest 5708, ready to taxi. We have uniform. SkyWest 5708, taxi to runway 22 left, via uniform, Alpha, Alpha 18, Victor, Echo Echo, November.
We're on our way, happy day. Okay, let's get turned around here. I actually think we were facing the wrong way. So bear with me here. We'll get going right. Whoa. Actually, yeah, we'll get going right. Here we go. I took a wrong turn. That'll be alright.
Chicago ground, push and start approved. Tail north.
Tail north, Delta 1828.
Clear to Niagara is found. Radar vectors to pit 26 left departure, 4,000 national climb. Frequency 128.175, squawk 3415 for Air Canada 160.
7 Tango Sierra, autorizado a Aeropuerto Internacional del Norte.
detectores de radar CAMOI. Luego, según lo presentado, suba y mantenga 6000. Espere 7000 10 minutos después de la salida. Salida en 126.55, transponder 2274. Espere pista 14.
Virgin 567. Taxi to runway 19 left via Kilo 2, Kilo 1, Kilo, November, Victor, Sierra, Bravo 9er. Contact tower on 118.305 when ready for departure.
I don't know if you've noticed, but Chicago O'Hare is a huge airport. Huge.
Ascender y mantener 6000, 7000, 10 minutos después. Salida en 126.55, transponder 2274. Highlander 427 también.
Kilo 2, Kilo 1, Kilo, November, Victor, Sierra, Bravo 9er. Contact tower on 118.3051. Get a clear departure, please, June 567.
Air Canada 160, cleared to Calgary. After departure, fly radar vectors to Pitt Meadows, then is filed. Departure runway 26 left. Initial climb 4000. Departure on 128.175, squawk 3415.
That's a cool shot.
Radar vectors to Pittman. That is filed. Departure runway 26 left. Initial climb 4000. Departing 128.175 frequency. And we're squawking 3415 for Air Canada 160.
Runway 22 left is kind of at an odd, like an angle for takeoff.
06, we're ready to taxi to active. I have information. Trevor. Sierra McAllen, 7 Tango Sierra, solicita rodaje a pista 14.
Air Canada 160, push and start approved. Face down.
Right. Right, we're going to stop here. Right, to prepare for takeoff, first of all, we're going to go ahead and activate our chronometers. We're going to set our flaps to 15. Set. Brian, would you please get our takeoff clearance?
I'll get our takeoff clearance now.
See those flaps going down? It's still cool to me. Okay.
Chicago Tower, SkyWest 5708, holding short of runway 22 left, ready for takeoff.
SkyWest 5708, Chicago Tower, runway 22 left, winds 290 at 12, gusting 19er, fly runway heading, cleared for takeoff.
Alright, I think we're in good shape on taking off for runway heading. And we'll stay at runway heading until we contact departure. Alright. Everything's fine. I can tell you right now, but usually I end up having to favor the right rudder on takeoff to keep it straight. We'll see if that's the case today. I'm going with N1. yoke. More wind than I was expecting. The left rudder is what I'm having to lean on.
80 knots. D1 rotating.
We're rotating.
On 3.
Gear up. Flaps to 5.
Nashville Tower, this is Southwest 1106. We're holding short runway 20 center, and we're ready for
Flaps to 1.
SkyWest 5708 Chicago Tower, contact departure on 133.625.
Flaps retracted. And we're activating LNAV. Big turnaround because we were taking off in the opposite direction that we're probably going to be traveling. It's a nice shot. You see how much space Chicago O'Hare takes up? That is unbelievable. It's a big airport. We're at 6,000. Everything's good. Right, gotta turn around.
Islander 427 Tango Sierra en punto de espera. Pista 14, listo para partir.
So, as you see here,
Envoy 3927, contact departure on 125.0. 125.0, envoy.
sliding this up here.
Tower American 4732. Established on the ILS runway 27 center approach. Middle land runway 27 center American 4732.
Para despegar, pista 14, volar rumbo de pista 7 Tango Sierra. Buen día.
Right? We're at 10,000. We're gonna take off. We don't need that. Okay. Something I messed up on this flight is I should have been on continuous for the engines for takeoff, and I did not move them to continuous, and I should have caught that on the checklist. Also, I did not start our black box
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Delta Sky Team and our global partners, welcome on board your Delta flight going to Buffalo Niagara International Airport. As you're making your way to your seat, we kindly ask that you please step into your row and out of the aisle as quickly as possible. Allow those passengers behind you to make their way to their seat as well. If you're traveling with a larger rollerboard, please place it in the overhead bins, either wheels or handle surface on either side
Not
of the aircraft.
sure it's going to count this
Keep in mind that the overhead bin space is shared
on the
space.
virtual
If the bin
flight
directly above your seat is
because
already full, please go ahead and utilize the next available
I didn't
space.
start it until after we took off, but it
If you
looks
brought
like
a
it's
second item with you, such as a briefcase, tote bag, laptop bag, backpack, you can go ahead and utilize that space under the seat in front of you, so that we can utilize that overhead bin space for your larger bags without having to check them plain sight to your final destination. Feel free to utilize your mobile phones, tablets, and e-readers while we're here at the gate. However, once we close our boarding door, feel free to use your own hand place these items into airplane mode or turn off your cellular service. Just let a flight attendant know they are. Thank you all for choosing to fly Delta. Welcome on board Delta flight.
right. It's basically almost a due east direction we're going to be going the whole flight, all up until the airport. I'm going to minimize that for now. So we need to now go to our arrival information. So we're going to be coming in on runway ILS 23.
Air Canada 160, Vancouver Tower, runway 26 left, wind 255 at 10, cleared for takeoff.
And you see we have a discontinuity. So we're going to put trauma in there. Okay. And we're going to be coming in at 40 flaps at 143 knots.
Give me just a minute.
Our ILS setting needs to be 111.30. So it's already set now, so we have 111.30 for our ILS approach. Okay. Alright, let's go ahead and we're going to switch to standard on our altimeter. Right here, you notice now it's back where it should be, and I'm going to hit weather. And on Flight Director 2, I'm going to have him set to terrain.
Delta 2927, Denver Tower, winds 175 at 7, gusting 16, runway 16 right, clear to land.
Since we're coming in on runway 23 in Buffalo, I'm going to go ahead and make me some fixed rings. So I'm going to put in here RW23.
November 1
Until I want to hit my ring.
32, ready for takeoff.
And I'm going to put in a 4.5 mile ring. There. And it'll just be on there when Tom comes on. Got it. I've got the ring there. If you notice, we are still clipping along pretty good. We're at 279 knots. But I'm going to do a speed intervention, and I'm going to take us up to technically I shouldn't be doing that yet. I'm going to take that back.
Runway 22 left, ready for departure.
While we're climbing, I'm not going to mess with the cruise speed. Shouldn't have done that. Slap my hand.
Runway 22 left, clear for takeoff, United 215.
That is some awful coffee. It's like putrid, awful coffee. Don't drink it.
Hotel Victor Bravo, request back to be active for departure, remaining in pattern. Production of Hotel Victor Bravo.
I was just watching a show that talked about how pilots had a mid-air collision because when they adjust their seat, which by the way, when I fly on the Zibos, I tell it to remove the seat, and I can go back and forth with the yoke. But this mid-air collision happened because planes were on approach, and they couldn't see the Cessna in front of them because of the way their seats were positioned. So there's actually rules about how you set your seat so you can see through the horizon, but it actually caused a mid-air collision. I just thought that was interesting. I spend too much time on why planes crash. Some pilots actually make their seats sit lower because they want to be able to see their instruments better, but you need a balance. By the way, the settings for my aircraft here, so I'm running an i9, 64 gigs of RAM with an RTX 4070 GeForce card. I have a 2 terabyte SSD Samsung on my board, and its throughput's pretty good, but it's very fast, and I want to say it's 7200. It's fast. But I've seen a noticeable improvement. Sometimes I had a 1 terabyte SSD before, but I would have an occasional drop or a crash on loading Xplane on the particular airport, and because I have the graphics fully throttled, everything's throttled up to the highest level because I like for my textures to look good. But I've noticed an incredible difference since we've set things up on the new SSD. Actually, I can let you see it. I'll open up the cockpit cam. Maybe I'll give you an idea. You notice about midway below the processor, the i9, you'll see the SSD there. There's one on the other side of the GeForce RTX 4070 and 64 gigs of T-Force memory there, and that's just basically my system. I've got an Asus board, but it seems to be handling Xplane pretty good. It seems to be holding out okay. Right, we're 320, getting close to 320.
Mike Juliet, Pittsburgh Tower, runway 28C, winds 2 15 at 14, gusting 31. Fly runway cleared for takeoff.
Runway heading. 1 mile clear.
Alright, we're going to go ahead and we're getting ready to be at cruise altitude. We're going to take off the seatbelt sign. Let's get our lights, make sure our lights are okay. Cruise lights, white medium.
1,000 to go.
And I'm going to do a speed intervention with a 80.
Westjet 524, Vancouver Tower, roger. Continue approach for runway 26 left.
Since going to the latest version of Xplane, since I update, I think I didn't see what the updates were today, but this is the latest. I just did the Xplane update today, so this is I may need to put a comment in there just to make sure everybody knows that. It still looks amazing. Cloud formations look authentic, and I no longer feel a need to use active sky or anything. I don't use any of that anymore because it just seems to be doing a good job. Alright, let's look at our descent. So we're 207 nautical miles. We're top of descent.
Vancouver Tower, wind 255 at 10. Runway 26
We need
cleared
our to look at our Buffalo QNH, and it says 2972. So we want to put our QNH of 2972, and we're going to request our descent winds.
Easy 37 Yankee Tango, Birmingham Tower. Negative, runway 15 is active. Line up and wait.
And it did not give us any descent winds, so we're going to look those descent winds up ourselves. Use Embry. And find them. Descent forecast winds. So for our first one, we're at 350 now. We're going to go to 300. And use 27053. We're going to use, I think we'll use 200. And that will be 25042.
Runway 19er, wind 200 at 15, gusting 23. RNAV, BIMB, cleared for takeoff.
that will be 25046.
Delta 302, San Francisco Tower, runway 1 left, winds 285 at 11. RNAV tie-dye, cleared for takeoff.
So descent winds are in place. We can monitor our waypoints. We're on our en route to Doxy now. Doxy. We'll leave that up. That's interesting to know.
Easy 37 Yankee Tango, contact departure on 123.908.
We have only been in the air for 23 minutes, I believe. There's
Welcome to Vancouver. Contact ground on 121.7.
for Trava, it says we need to be at 4,000 for Trava. So we're going to leave our altitude. This is, of course, this isn't active, but I'm setting to that when it comes time to VNAV and take our trip down. And also we will be using about a 2 for our anti-skid on our landing. And we can go ahead and set that now. Anything that I'm telling you is not to be construed as actual pilot training, and a lot of what I'm doing is off of policy in terms of I'm following a checklist that I've created, but there are much more detailed checklists. It's up to you if you want to use those. But I am not I'm a drone pilot. I don't think you want to fly on a 737 based on my what I tell you. But I tell you this, I've spent a lot of time with the Zibo model. I really do like it. I'm probably myself like a hair too old to go to pilot school, but I'm hoping some of you out there, maybe this will give you a little motivation to look into it. And this is a great way to get a little exposure, see what it's like, and do some of your own due diligence, figure out what you want to do. But gotta say, it's interesting, but if you've got pilot in your blood, you can't get it out. Let's check in with Millie. Hey Millie, what is our miles per hour right now?
Sure thing. Your current ground speed is 463 knots, which is approximately 532 miles per hour. You're cruising along nicely.
Millie, we have quite a tailwind.
Absolutely. Tailwinds can really help us make good time. At our current altitude, we're benefiting from a strong tailwind, which is boosting our ground speed to around 532 miles per hour. It's always nice when the winds work in our favor. Remember though to keep an eye on fuel consumption, as tailwinds can sometimes lead to a different fuel burn rate than planned.
Got it. Good information. So you see over here on Navigraph, we are approaching the Sosik waypoint at 350, and we will stay on Sosik for Weaver and Dobie. Dobie. And I will say this tailwind's like got us going 534 miles per hour. That's faster than my mother-in-law leaving my house. Wow. Wind, even though we have a tailwind, and our tailwind is like literally at 086. Our tailwind is right with us. I notice it does create some not navigational issues, but like some piloting issues.
Europa 1157, Barajas Tower, runway 36 right, winds calm, cleared for takeoff.
Cloud formations still look amazing. We're 201 nautical miles from the airport, and we'll pass by the airport to get set up for our approach. Okay, let's go ahead and get our QNH in here, 2971. And there's some weather to what would be to our south and to a little bit to our north, but I see that little bit of a cell, but we're missing it. It's good. Alright, there's some incredibly hard weather to our south, like tough. Let me show you. So good for us, we're actually going to miss it, completely miss it, going in. Looks like we're passing by some storms up in Canada. Wow. Yeah, we're just right. Great. It'd be a good approach. You should miss it. So we are going to use VNAV to we're going to descend with VNAV when time comes. So we're getting ready, I think, let's check our descent information. Okay, so we're not quite ready to descend, but we will soon. And we are ending our speed intervention on our VNAV and letting it go back to 0.75 Mach 0.75. Glad we're staying away from some of these storm cells. They're bigger on my Navigraph map than they are here on this screen here. Millie, what is our speed in miles per hour?
Sure thing. Your current ground speed is approximately 492 miles per hour. That's a nice tailwind helping us along.
So, if you notice the frame rate that you're looking at, I think y'all will be seeing it the same way, but the frame rate I'm seeing with Xplane, and this has been since the last two releases, something is different. It's much smoother. Even the landings, you can really sense the speed when you're coming toward the runway. Something's changed, and I'm impressed. It's really good. They did a good job with it. I'll let you watch it one more time, just see the speed. Millie, can it be more turbulent sometime to have a tailwind? Does it create any issues that we need to know about?
Tailwinds can be beneficial for speed, but they can also lead to turbulence, especially at higher altitudes. It's important to monitor your instruments closely for any sudden changes in airspeed or altitude. If you notice any significant turbulence, you might need to adjust your altitude or heading slightly to find smoother air. Keep an eye on your vertical speed and bank angle to ensure a stable flight. You're doing great.
Delta 5708, we're requesting permission to begin our descent into Buffalo. I'm being a little proactive on the descent, and no, I haven't been cleared yet. Delta 5708, we need clearance to begin our descent.
Please prepare the cab for arrival.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to restow them at this time.
Delta 5708, we need clearance to begin our descent into Chicago.
Glasses or other articles you wish to discard. Kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle. Thank you so much. We should be landing in approximately 15 to 20 minutes.
Skywest 5708, Alpha Toronto Center radar contact. Turn right heading 290, vectors to whatever. Then O navigation.
Right heading 290, vectors to whatever, then O navigation. Skywest 5708 Alpha.
Don't know what happened there.
Descend and maintain 16,000.
Delta 5708, copy, descend to 16,000.
Skywest 5708 Alpha. Climb flight level 350.
Climbing flight level 350, Skywest 5708 Alpha.
I'm about to start ignoring him altogether. Skywest 5708, we need clearance to begin our descent on our arrival into Buffalo.
Skywest 5708 Alpha. Descend altitude 4,000 feet. Altimeter 29er, decimal 87.
descending to 4,000 feet, altimeter 2987, SkyWest 5708 Alpha.
Climb and maintain flight level 370.
I'm resetting our altimeter setting there. It was 2971. Anyway, we'll change it.
SkyWest 5708 Alpha. I'll have you descending in just a moment. Thank you.
SkyWest 5708, you already have us descending down to 4,000. We're currently descending from 310 to 4,000.
SkyWest 5708 Alpha. When you're ready to begin your descent, descend flight level 230.
Descending flight level 230 when ready, SkyWest 5708 Alpha.
Not sure what's going on there. A lot of confusion with say intentions.
Heavy. Anchor control. Contact Yerevan control on 127.6.
SkyWest 5708 Alpha, descend altitude 11,000.
Descending to 11,000, SkyWest 5708 Alpha.
Expect to descend in about 15 minutes.
A lot of confusion there, but it's all right. I know that we are descending right now to 4,000.
When can we expect our descending person?
Air Canada 1059. Expect descent instructions in about 9 minutes. Air Canada 160, contact Vancouver Center on 134.2.
Brest control, you are losing control perfect. Contact Pushback control. Trident 119er, decimal 5. 5, secondary, 1 decimal 335.
Cathay 300, Guangzhou control identified. Now Shanghai.
Alaska 1233, Salt Lake Center. Expect the Brusser 1 arrival. Anticipate descent in about 20 minutes. Say the word if you want to descend sooner.
Air Canada 160, Vancouver Center identified. Good afternoon. Cessna 1926, Gander Center identified. Good evening.
London control, Bird Lalem 1 kilo arrival into Durban.
All right, see if things get more normal now. We're currently en route to our DKK waypoint.
1012, Kodiak 552.
So if this makes sense.
Reliable 5849er. Madrid control identified. Good evening.
And then from DKK, I need to go ahead and put in my arrival. Select my arrival. Approach. Let's do 2-3.
Contact CC Bird approach on 125.39er, Kodiak 552.
So that'll give you a better idea what it looks like as we descend. We will pass over the airport, come back around for our to set up for our approach. So we'll go all the way to Trava. We'll pass the airport, go over to Trava.
Contact Melbourne Center on 132.7.
Engineer 346, Daegu Center, clear to 1 Alpha, arrival into Incheon whenever you'd like descent, flight level 270.
We are experiencing a lot of turbulence from the tailwind.
SkyWest 5708 Alpha, contact Cleveland Center on 127.075.
think my last Buffalo landing was rough, so I'm hoping to redeem myself on this one. Alright, we are check our waypoint, kind of see where we are. 22 nautical miles from DKK. DKK will be making a turn, kind of like a 45-degree turn toward the airport once we get there.
Alaska 1233, Los Angeles Center, good afternoon. Swift Owl 01, descend altitude 1500 feet.
So far, we're on a textbook approach. According to this, we're very close. Our deviations are within 50 feet. I think I'll take that. Yeah, good.
SkyWest 5708, contact Cleveland Center on 125.2.
What it looks like we are going to be landing in more of a crosswind. We'll see. Standard back to our regular setting for Q&H. Very pleased that we're missing all the weather. It surrounds us, but we're not close to it.
SkyWest 5708, descend and maintain 5,000, turn left heading 040 vectors for the ILS runway 23 approach.
I trust you? It looks like he's trying to give me room to turn. With that approach, I'll take that. So you see here? He is going to turn us, and we're going to come like this, then we'll be able to come around here to Trava, back down to Buffalo. So maybe he's doing us a favor. And Brian has not answered him. SkyWest 708 descending and maintaining 5,000, turning left heading 040 vectors for the ILS runway 23 approach.
SkyWest 5708, contact Buffalo approach on 126.5.
Switching to Buffalo approach on 126.5, SkyWest 5708. Buffalo approach to SkyWest 5708 evening, descending from 15,000 to 5,000.
SkyWest 5708, Buffalo approach, good evening Buffalo Niagara. Altimeter 29.80, expect the ILS runway 23 approach into Buffalo Niagara.
Expecting the ILS runway 23 approach into Buffalo Niagara. SkyWest 5708.
American 2655, Lone Star approach, good evening Dallas, altimeter 29.88, expect the ILS runway 18 right approach into Dallas.
Good day. 1012, Kodiak 552.
Delta 2912, turn left heading 010.
I do like what they're doing with us here about coming at an angle to Trava.
SkyWest 5708, turn right heading 060.
SkyWest 5708 turning 060.
Turning right, heading 060. SkyWest 5708.
American 2655, Fort Worth approach, good evening Dallas, altimeter 29.901. Delta 2912, McGuire approach, good evening Kennedy, altimeter 29.907.
We have the traffic inside. Frontier flight 2346.
Frontier flight 2546, traffic in sight.
120.5, Frontier flight 2546.
Skyhawk 403, Whiskey Hotel, holding short for runway 20.
Skyhawk Foxtrot Romeo
All right,
uniform,
we're lighting it up.
contact approach on 119.2.
Runway lights are all lights on.
Pushing 119.2, Charlie Golf Foxtrot Romeo uniform.
Engines to continuous.
Halifax Terminal, Charlie Golf Foxtrot Romeo uniform with you, 7,500 feet.
Waking everybody up. Lights bright.
Skyhawk Golf Foxtrot Romeo, uniform Halifax approach, good evening Deadbird, altimeter 29.901. Challenger 3 Foxtrot Victor, turn left heading 045. Skyhawk Foxtrot Romeo, uniform, say again your request.
045, Challenger 3 Pushback Victor.
could see Buffalo's airport. It will be out to our, like, almost to our left, but we can't in the clouds.
Delta 2912, wire approach, turn right, heading 035.
Okay, we're at about 8,500 now, but we're on a...
Delta 2912, wire approach, contact Kennedy approach on 125.7.
It's got us as high right now, but we're actually passing the airport, so I don't think that's going to be accurate.
Turn left, heading 045.
Flaps are being going to 1. Flaps 1.
American 2655, proceed directly green. Descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS, runway 18 right approach. JetBlue 201, climb and maintain flight level 270.
Speed brake is armed.
Condor 350, turn left, heading 030. Turn right, heading 120, descend and maintain 3000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS, runway 17 left. Reflex about Victor. 93 Yankee Bravo, QNH 1024. Roger that, thank you very much. Easy 93 Yankee Bravo. Turn left, heading 310. Send altitude 2500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 25 approach.
SkyWest 5708, 4 miles from Trapa. Turn left heading 310. Descend and maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 approach.
Left heading 310. Descend and maintain 4000 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 approach. SkyWest 5708.
TBM 001, contact Philadelphia approach on 123.8. JetBlue 201, climb and maintain flight level 300. 23 Romeo Mike, contact Fort Worth departure on 127.2. 127.2, ready 3 Romeo Mike.
Condor 350, contact Alden Grove Tower on 118.3. Tower on 126.9er. 3 Foxtrot Victor.
Forward departure, good evening, Mooney. 123 Romeo Mike is over Ranger 3000 VFR.
1200.
Air Canada 160, Calgary approach identified. Good afternoon, Calgary altimeter 29.71. Expect the visual runway 17 left approach into Calgary.
Type up 001, proceed direct TLEX. Cleared for the ILS runway 13 left approach.
Air Canada 160, turn right heading 240.
Direct TLEX, cleared for ILS runway 15 left approach. Again 001.
American 2655, traffic at your 12 o'clock, 2 miles.
Hold on,
Same
baby. If
altitude,
you want
type
food, I'll
unknown.
get you food.
JetBlue 201, climb and maintain flight level 360. Delta 2912, contact Kennedy Tower on 119.1.
Air Canada 160, 10 miles from the approach turn. Turn right heading 150. Descend altitude 6,000 until established. Cleared for the visual runway 17 left approach.
American 2655, contact Dallas Tower on 124.15.
Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Hotel, contact Bradley departure on 125.35.
Contact Bradley departure 125.35, Skyhawk 3 Whiskey Hotel, thank you.
Bravo, 9 miles from CF23R. Turn right, heading 175. Descend altitude 3500 until established on the localizer. Cleared for the ILS runway 23 right approach.
Bradley departure Skyhawk 402 Whiskey Hotel, level 3000. Skyhawk 403 Whiskey Hotel, Bradley departure, good morning, Westfield altimeter 29.902. 9.902 Skyhawk 403 Whiskey Hotel.
Air Canada 160, contact Calgary Tower on 118.4.
Delta 1100, Philadelphia departure, radar contact. Turn left heading 250, vectors to Stone. Then O navigation.
Air Canada 160, Calgary approach, contact Calgary Tower on 118.4.
Kennedy departure, radar contact.
1,000 to go.
Expect runway 15 right, switch to 71.
Good afternoon. Kansas City departure, Skylane 94527, 4,600, climbing 5,500.
1,000 to go.
Giant 429, Kennedy departure, climb and maintain flight level 200. Delta 1100, climb and maintain flight level 260.
Skyway 4881, climb flight level 280.
Little on approach, this is Foxtrot 180,
3,000 feet. Foxtrot 180, descend and maintain 3,000 feet.
2,500.
Descend and maintain 3,000 feet. Foxtrot 180. Buffalo departure, roger. Buffalo departure, 74, reflecting all of the 73 report. 234, squad 4547, any dead? Killing 234, squad 4547. Foxtrot 180, altitude at your discretion. Altitude at my discretion, Foxtrot 180. Foxtrot 180, altitude at your discretion. Foxtrot 180, say again. Foxtrot 180, altitude at your discretion.
Skyhawk Foxtrot Romeo uniform, radar contact, 3 northeast of Trenton Airport at 7300 feet. Trenton altimeter 29er decimal 9er 1.
Giant 429, climb and maintain flight level 260. Skyhawk Golf Foxtrot Romeo uniform, Halifax departure, Trenton altimeter 29er.9er1.
Skyway 4881, climb, flight level 310.
Swiss 271 request descent to 5,000 feet. Swiss 271, descend and maintain 5,000 feet. Descend and maintain 5,000 feet, Swiss 271. Airbus not in sight, Swiss 271. Delta 1100, contact New York Center on 135.45.
No.
Departure 12560, 33 Romeo Mike. Giant 429, climb and maintain flight level 290.
That's usually his cue that he's wants his food.
Skyway 4881, climb, flight level 340.
Departure, hello, Rooney 123 Romeo Mike is just west of Cisco, 3,000 VFR. SkyWest 5708, contact Buffalo Niagara Tower on 120.5.
Right. It's there is some issues that we've had on navigation, and I'm not sure what it is, but they did not. ILS is not working right now correctly. I'm having to actually direct it at the right frequency. Everything's set, and I'm having to kind of guide it along. So we'll see how that goes.
Approach 18350, Tango. Destination is Santa Barbara Airport. Mooney 0 Tango. Request to land.
I have not picked up the ILS frequency yet.
Mooney 0 Alpha Tango, cleared for approach runway 25 at Santa Barbara Airport. Winds 245 at 12, altimeter 3002. Advise on initial contact you have information, Quebec.
438, Melbourne departure, radar contact cleared direct hold.
Departure, this is Foxtrot 180, 3000 feet. Foxtrot 180 Papa, Memphis departure, good evening. Fordyce altimeter 30.03.
If something doesn't change here in a moment,
Mooney 123
we may
Romeo
end up
Mike.
having to
Abilene
fly it
departure,
down.
Continue straight in towards the field. Descend at your discretion. Expect runway 17 left.
Right, 320, descend 4000.
Caught it.
Yeah, that's 15 right approach. Box. That's Mr. 71. Continue straight into the field. Our discussion is about runway 17 left. Mooney 3 Romeo Mike.
Mooney 3 Romeo Mike. Contact Abilene Tower on 120.1.
120.1. Mooney 3 Romeo Mike. Thanks, mate.
SkyWest 5708. Contact Buffalo Niagara Tower on 120.5. Mooney 0 Alpha Tango. Cleared for approach runway 25 at Santa Barbara Airport. Winds 245 at 12. Altimeter 3002.
All right, according to this, it's got us locked in. So we'll see. We'll see.
Buffalo Niagara International Airport Tower, SkyWest 5708 evening. We're established on the ILS approach for runway 23.
SkyWest 5708, Buffalo Niagara International Airport Tower. Winds 230 at 21, gusting 31. Runway 23, cleared to land.
I had to work for that approach. I had to work for every bit. Nothing came easy on this approach. And I don't know why.
Feet stabilized, missing bridge altitude set.
I'm about to take the throttle back in just a moment here. Okay. I have
500.
I have the throttle.
$400. $300. $200.
taking this back.
50, 40, 30, 20. 10.
SkyWest 5708, Buffalo Niagara International Airport Tower. Welcome to Buffalo Niagara. Contact ground on 133.2.
80 knots. Switching to ground on 133.2, SkyWest 5708.
I had to work for
Please
that
remain seated
landing.
with your seatbelt securely fastened until the captain has parked the aircraft
Buffalo
at the
Niagara
gate
International
and turned
Airport
off the
ground,
seatbelt
SkyWest
sign.
5708.
This will be
Clear
your
to runway
one and only
23,
indication
ready to
that it's
taxi
safe
to
for
the
you
gate.
get up
Good evening.
and move about the cabin.
SkyWest 5708, Buffalo Niagara International Airport ground, taxi to 125 via Hotel Alpha, Alpha 1 Kilo. Good evening.
You may now use your mobile phones and other handheld electronic devices while we taxi to the gate. However, your laptop computers and larger electronics must remain stowed. We invite you to visit delta.com for all your future travel needs, including checking in for a flight and managing your SkyMiles account. If any of you should have questions regarding ground transportation, baggage claim, or any other information, a uniformed Delta agent meeting this flight will be more than happy to answer any questions you may have. On behalf of Delta Sky Team, our global partners, and flight crew, we'd like to thank you all for flying with us. We've enjoyed having you on board and look forward to the opportunity to serve you once again. Thank you so much and have a wonderful evening.
Yeah,
Flight attendants, prepare doors for arrival, please. Cross-check and all call.
I felt like nothing on that landing, or the ILS, even the ILS was. In fact, toward the end, I was allowing the plane to come down via descent through ILS, and I had both Command A and Command B active. Do you see, as it came down, the closer I got to the runway, it is as though it went from stable to, what's the proper term, squirrely. So not real thrilled with that. We'll go back and look at it before we close out this session, but not terribly thrilled with that. Brakes on. First thing you always do when you get to the gate, or to your gate, is you go to GPU, connect your GPU. Now we're on GPU, and then you can take down your power. I'm going to turn off all of our fuel pumps.
Aero Milano 9018, Lisbon ground, go
Landing
ahead.
lights off. Seat belts off.
Aero Milano 918, start to 142, request the pushback and engine on.
Aero Milano 918, pushback and start approved, face north.
Packs are off, and then we'll go outside the plane.
Aero Milano 918.
Aero Milano 918, there is no sir.
And let's watch a replay. Right, we'll start from here. It really got squirrely. Yeah. Alright, I'm not terribly proud of that landing, but toward the end, I was trying to work with my ILS. Let the ILS, let the plane come bring it down while I control the speed. So I had the speed kind of in hand. It does not appear. It appears that things were. I don't know if it was a crosswind. I didn't pay close attention. A crosswind something, but that toward the end it was awful. I should have turned off the autopilot much sooner. So we were able to straighten it up, but that was it was a little bit rough. You notice we were able to come in for a smooth landing on the backside of that, but I'm not necessarily gonna put that one in my highlights. Anyway, I hope to see y'all on the next run, and we'll keep learning from every landing. All right, we'll see you later.